I'm about to.
You are now listening to the Jca Sports Podcast.
DeMar DeRozan delivers! Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown! Turnover here. Kane's a Kane. 2-on-1. Hustling back his point. Up a shot. Patrick Kane in overtime. Pitch is hit in the air. Deep to right. That ball is gone. White Sox win. The Field of Dreams! This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs win the World Series! Bryant makes the play! It's over! And the Cubs have finally won it all!
This is the Jca Sports Podcast.
We are doing it here at the Illinois Media School broadcasting live. We live and we together.
And we live and we at IMS for real. What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
Not
Now
much.
you know it's almost a little bit poetic, Eric. You know, it wasn't that long ago when we had our very first episode here in this school, just you and I.
Yeah, you're
And-
actually right. Almost what? No, the first episode was what? 2 years.
The first episode. That was
the
2
very
years ago.
the very first episode was in my basement.
No,
2 years ago.
No,
Yeah,
it was
it
here.
was.
It was not in this particular building, but it was in the
Oh, you're
IMS.
talking about on IMS, the one on
IMS.
Harrison. Hey, ain't that
Yes.
something? Look at that. 2
Yeah.
years, huh?
Oh,
Wow.
man. Yeah, almost 2 years
Almost
to the
2
day,
years.
guys, and we are here broadcasting live once again from the Illinois Media School. My name is Jose Contreras, alongside my partner in crime, Eric Avila. And what a show we have for you guys today. The JCA Sports Podcast is broadcasting live, not just on Facebook Live as we do every Monday and Wednesday, but we're broadcasting live on YouTube and on Twitch and on Twitter. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at SportsJCA, and then YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and on Instagram at JCA Sports. We're brought to you by Anchor, and let's get into some fun, guys. We have a great show today. Our colleague John DePalaio is not going to be joining us today, but I'm sure he'll be in the comments. And again, comment with us, talk to us. If you guys want to join us, we'll put the link up. You could just sign in to StreamYard, and we
For
can
sure.
talk sports for sure.
Definitely.
Let's get into it. The NFL, Eric, it's never ending with these guys.
It's like NFL never sleeps.
Bro,
I think that's the new nickname now. Instead of NFL clean, the NFL is king. It's more like NFL never sleeps.
they have insomnia. Is that what do you call it?
Insomnia?
Insomnia, just like I do. I haven't been able to sleep the last
Sleep
couple days.
apnea.
Sleep. I do. I definitely have sleep.
That's the
apnea.
one.
I'd be
Really?
snoring, man. I have really bad snoring
Oh,
problems.
that's what it is. I thought so in that case, it is insomnia then.
Yeah.
As you can see, science ain't our thing. No,
No,
at least
I know
it's not
it-
my thing.
Look, science is my thing, and neither is vocabulary. You know, I'm not saying something. I'm over here hosting the show. But guys, let's talk NFL, particularly the AFC, because I think the AFC right now is the NFL. The AFC is the NFL of the NFL.
Yeah, true. Just in just two divisions too, the AFC West and the AFC North.
It's
Like that's
crazy.
pretty much it.
It's crazy.
Like if you want to talk about the top 10 quarterbacks, literally in the NFL, they're all in like two divisions. They're all in one conference and in two
if
divisions.
you're talking top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, 8 of them are in the AFC, bro. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are in the NFC.
That's pretty much it, huh?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, now you gotta put what Matt Ryan up at. Nah, we can't put Matt Ryan up in there.
They just added Matt Ryan to the AFC.
I know, to the Colts, man.
That's bro. Come on, the NFC is a cakewalk right now. A cakewalk
For real. Like, if you really want to exceed, I mean, if you just want to over exceed your expectations to at least, let's say, reach the Super Bowl, right? Or reach an NFC or a conference game, I think the NFC is the way to go.
It really is. It has to do it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, if you're one of the quarterbacks in the AFC, like, you're looking over there like, dude, that's easy. That's light work.
For real. Super light work. All we got to worry about is 3 teams.
Well, I mean, we're saying that, right? But then you do have the GOAT and Tom Brady, and then you do have Aaron Rodgers, although Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a team anymore. It's just Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I mean, it's still a team. It's still, I mean, look, it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, is it Tom Brady-esque? No. But at the same time, though, it's just, he could still have some type of production and protection with the players that they might get too as well. I mean, hey, he got premium for Devontae Adams. He could finally get a first round draft pick, a wide receiver in the first round. How deep it is.
Devontae Adams is in the AFC as well.
I know,
bro. Let's talk about Deshaun Watson real quick. Because Deshaun Watson went to the Cleveland Browns in a stunning turn of events. He decided to play for the Cleveland Browns and he wanted to waive his no trade clause for a deal. And the Houston Texans, they officially announced the trade Friday afternoon. They're going to receive a lot for him, bro. They're receiving 3 first-round draft picks, a 2023 third-round draft pick, and a 2024 fourth-round pick from the Browns. The Browns they actually gave Deshaun Watson a raise. They're giving Deshaun Watson a deal worth 5 years, $230 million, and it's all fully guaranteed.
That's the main crazy thing. It's fully guaranteed.
Fully.
I really thought Russell Wilson's contract was fully guaranteed, and it really wasn't. No, and Deshaun Watson is the only one with a baseball contract in football.
Bro, that's wild.
His lawyer, whoever his agent lawyer is, man, he's about to get paid.
How you go from like you went literally 1 week from not knowing if you were going to play at all in the NFL this season or even going forward to getting a raise, bro, a huge time, fully guaranteed, like mammoth of a raise. And bro, it's all guaranteed money. It's the highest guaranteed money sum in the NFL right now.
I don't know if it's a promotion since he's going to Cleveland, but like with the raise that he got, what do you call it?
What do you mean? What do you call it?
Is it really a promotion from the Houston Texans to the Cleveland Browns?
I think the Cleveland Browns overall, the team is a lot better than the Houston
Cleveland
Texans.
though.
It's Cleveland. You're right.
Cleveland.
You're right. I think I'd rather be in Houston. Okay.
I mean, with all the trouble that he got into, I don't think Houston's the place to go.
No, definitely.
No, but you're absolutely right, man. Deshaun Watson, whoever his agent is, I want to call him up, see if he can represent me too as well. You know, getting all that money. It's a turn of events that a lot of people have like kind of feel sour towards it, bro. Yeah. Simply because like what he's done. You know, the 20 plus cases on him. 22 cases on him.
Which is now civil lawsuits now because
he just lose money,
right?
And whatever amount of money he's gonna lose, like the Cleveland Browns said, bro, we got you, no worries, bro. We will cover your legal lawsuits, you know, whatever. We will be okay with the suspension. You'll probably be back with us, whether if it's 8 games or a whole entire year, whatever it is. But like or it's the NFL, he'll probably be gone for like season opener and that's it. But like it raises your eyebrows simply because the things that he got in trouble with, the things that he got caught with, and the amount of money that he's getting with this team, what they traded for, it's just mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling, and it's sad to the 22 victims who are going through what they're going through. You know what I mean? Like, look, we don't know if it's true or not, but it's kind of hard not to believe it. You know what I mean? It's hard enough to get anybody to stand together for anything, when you have 22 victims who don't know each other to stand together on an issue like this. It's tough, man. It's tough, but you know what? This, you know, I heard something before, and it doesn't seem more true than it does now. That the NFL is literally willing. The NFL is more forgiving than the church. You know what I mean? The NFL owners and like the owners, the franchises, the fans, they're way more. They're more forgiving than the church is.
Right.
Like these guys can do horrific things, but if you're able to play the position well and help your team win, all is forgiven. You know what I mean?
For sure. I'm about to post it up right here on the chat, guys, on Facebook Live, guys. How do you guys feel about the Watson situation in Cleveland? We want to know what you guys think. Make sure you join us on the chat, also on StreamYard, as well as we're about to drop in the link if you guys want to join us too. We just want to know how you guys feel about the Deshaun Watson situation, which is kind of crazy. I mean, the guy went a whole year without playing, and now he got the biggest contract in the NFL.
How?
I think look, in football perspective, right? I hate to go down this route, right? Because there's a lot more to go on with the outside of football. But in the football perspective, in the football route, I think you're getting a guy who's in his prime, who's 26, 27 years old, who is young. You have high potential, and your team is good enough to compete in the AFC with the right quarterback. The Cleveland Browns have the right team to compete. With the defense that they had, with the running game. I mean, look, Baker Mayfield had OBJ,
he's not anymore.
Jarvis Landry. Wait, listen. He had OBJ. He had Jarvis Landry. He had Austin Hooper, and I forgot the other tight end that they got too as well. Baker Mayfield had weapons on their squad, and he couldn't take them to the playoffs. Now, obviously, just OBJ is gone. He won his Super Bowl, tore his Achilles, and won his Super Bowl with the Rams. Yep. Jarvis Landry went out of free agency, right? Austin Cooper, they released him. They still have an Njoku, right? You're going to have a wide receiver core around him, but how long are you going to have Deshaun Watson on this team? Or not that how long. When are you going to have Deshaun Watson on this team, and how do you build around him? I think if you get any other wide receivers in the draft or in the free agency, like you have a good squad with a good running back with Nick Chubb in the back and also what's the other one? I'm skipping on his name.
It's Hunt
and Kareem Hunt. Like you're already set up in position, and their offensive line is not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we got the football side of it, but the legal civil actions behind it, man, yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
It really is. It's a whole different conversation. It's a sad conversation. But just sticking to football and to the NFL, I mean, the Cleveland Browns got a quarterback. They have a quarterback. Yeah. They have a quarterback for the future. They have a quarterback that's going to help them win. And they just need to surround him with great pieces. And we know the offensive line is pretty good there. As you mentioned the two running backs. They even have a third running back that's pretty darn good. So as far as like those two positions, they're good, but you need wide receivers now. Like you lost OBJ, you lost Jarvis Landry. They should have picked someone up like Allen Robinson. You know what I mean? But
he's with the Rams now.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to ask, right? And please, guys, on the comments, if you guys just answer along with Eric and I, but how does it? I mean, obviously the AFC, the landscape of the AFC has already changed with so many great teams, with so many quarterbacks. But like, where do you put the Browns now in this pecking order?
No, I think they're still bottom of the barrel simply because we just don't know. I mean, like top team wise. Like if we're ranking like all the top teams, I think they're the last team to put on this list simply because you just don't know when Deshaun Watson comes back. I think that's the only situation. So you put them as the worst best team with Deshaun Watson.
The worst best team.
Right. And then you just level yourself up from then on out, right? I think the next team above them is the Denver Broncos simply because, everything that they gave up for Russell Wilson. How are you going to build around Russell Wilson? Hall of Fame quarterback. That's great, but now you got to fill in that void and the holes on what you're gonna get, right?
So who do they have as wide receivers?
Isn't it Sutton?
Who do they have as running backs? I mean, I know they have they have Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay, and then they have one more guy.
That's a good one.
Like who? Like you know what I mean? Like, are the Broncos really better than the Browns? How about this? Let me ask this question: who's better between Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson? When healthy.
When
both guys are healthy.
When both guys are healthy,
who would you rather have?
Watson.
Right. Okay, so Watson, right? They both realistically, if you look at the Browns, they have better running backs than the Broncos do.
Right.
The Browns defense, I think I'll take over Broncos defense.
Oh no, they're definitely the defense is way better than
so
the
then
Broncos.
so then are they really better than are the Broncos really better than the Browns?
Again, given the suspension that might come.
It's if it comes, but I'm saying
if it comes, right? Let's just say he's only suspended for 2 games. That's a long suspension for the NFL for
it's more likely.
It's more than likely, right? But all jokes aside, though, I mean, you're right. I would like to put the Cleveland Browns over the Broncos as much as I want to, but given the situation, what might come right now, that you got to start off with the Browns and then work your way up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think the Browns are right in the middle, to be honest with you.
No,
right below the Steelers, Mitchell Trubisky. No, I'm joking.
Thank you for watching the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook.
If John was here, John would be proud right now.
No, Dude, they have the worst quarterback core or the worst quarterback depth in that.
No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
You know, and probably in the whole entire AFC too.
No, I'll get back. I'll get back to you on that. Not in the whole NFL though.
They're bottom 3.
No way, bro. Hell
Bottom 3.
No. Panthers are probably bottom 3. Falcons are not probably bottom 3. The Saints are probably bottom 3.
I prefer Jameis over any of them 3 in the Steelers.
Way, I'll take Trubisky all day
over Jameis Winston.
Hell yeah,
you crazy? Nah. See now you got you and John been hanging around too much. I'll take Jameis. You know what? I rather take 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 40 interception over 2,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions.
That's not gonna happen. First and foremost,
it's Jameis Winston, bro. He could chuck the damn ball. He could get you touchdowns and interceptions.
Right, he has just as many.
But those are 50 touchdowns. Those are 50 touchdowns.
But he's coming off an ACL tear.
I mean, I still prefer Jameis Winston over anybody on the Steelers.
Oh my God. Going into the comments, you have Paulina Martinez. Y'all out here exposing yourselves. Oof.
Oh yeah, because our science and all that
stuff. We're not that good at science. We have Carlos Rodriguez. The Colts are now a Super Bowl contender.
You know what? And that's just surprising. It's a good thing that he brought that up too as well. Because like we just alluded, the AFC is stacked. And obviously it's not the Matt Ryan of old, the Matt Ryan that took the Falcons to the Super Bowl MVP. Did he win an MVP?
Yeah, he did.
He won an MVP Super Bowl Matt Ryan or MVP player Matt Ryan.
The year they went to Super Bowl, he won the
MVP.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I knew I was right. But you're right. Where do you put that now? Obviously, they lose their defensive coordinator in Eberflus to us in Chicago, but it's still a top defense, and it's still a good defense on top of that. And then they have the best running game in the whole entire NFL, or one of the best running games in the NFL right now. And don't forget, they still have one of the best offensive line in the game too as well when healthy. So yes, he's right. Maybe throw in a wide receiver. I think
you still have T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton, right? Yeah. Obviously. And then I think who's the Denarius Slayton? No, who's their linebacker? Their main linebacker? Whatever it is, their main guy, already trying to recruit Julio Jones to come to the Colts and have that reunion once again.
They have the chemistry.
They have that chemistry.
He just got released by the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
What a way to stick him.
Carlos said T.Y. is gone.
Is he really?
Yeah.
There's no way.
I think so. But regardless of the fact, though.
Right? Wait, he left?
I think so. I don't know.
Carlos broke news, guys. I did not know that.
Or maybe it's old news, but we just haven't really been keeping up with that because
the NFL has there's something going on every single day.
No, for sure. And it's only in one division. It's only in one conference too as well. Like that's the one thing. The NFC, the Bears have made moves, but they've been very, very low key about it, right? And some of the signings I admire and I do like. I think those are NFL moves, roster moves. But to be honest, outside of Brady coming back and Aaron Rodgers staying with that contract and Devontae Adams going from the NFC to the AFC, the NFC hasn't really done anything.
Tom Brady coming back is the greatest thing that happened in the NFC right now.
Pretty much.
I mean, let's be honest. Gregory Newsom says that every AFC game is much watched.
For real.
And you're gonna and in some of these in some of these games, you're gonna have it twice a year.
Yeah, exactly. Because you got the Bills Patriots twice.
Right.
You have the Colts and Titans.
You twice. Said it. Almost every team in the AFC.
The whole entire AFC West. And you could kind of put the whole entire AFC North. With Joe Burrow and the Bengals, Ravens and Lamar Jackson
about the Bengals.
And why am I spacing on the other team? And we just said the Cleveland Deshaun Watson whenever he comes back.
And then Broncos, the Chiefs.
Like the whole entire AFC West.
Don't forget about Trevor Lawrence and the Jags.
You know what? I think that's going to be that sneaky team this year.
They can be
that sneaky team. They made some decent moves this year to improve this team, and the Urban Meyer situation was just ugly and horrific for that organization. That now that dark cloud is out of them, I think they could finally be a proper NFL team.
Going back to Matt Ryan going into the Colts, it's huge.
Huge.
And look, when Phillip Rivers was there 2 years ago, they made it to the playoffs. Yeah, and they were a scary team. I think you've seen what Carson Wentz wasn't really good with the Colts. They missed the playoffs. They had a chance that just needed to win a game and they couldn't do it. Last game of the season, they lost to the Jaguars, bro.
Yeah,
and that sealed their fate. Now you have someone like Matt Ryan here, a veteran, as you said. He used to be a Super Bowl. He used to win. He went to the Super Bowl. He used to be an MVP, is what I meant to say. And dude, maybe this is what he needed. He needed a fresh start. You know what I mean? A change of scenery,
Mhm.
and he gets that with Indianapolis. So dude, it's crazy. The AFC is wild right now. It's definitely wild. Who's your favorite team coming out the AFC?
Early predictions, right?
Just
Early prediction.
early prediction.
The Chiefs
But still,
by a smidge.
still,
I don't know why I'm a big believer of the Chiefs. I think I'm more of a big believer in Patrick Mahomes than I am of like him and having T.Y. Hill, or not T.Y. Hill, Tyreek Hill, and the running game and Edwards-Helaire, and I also having Kelsey.
And they just added Juju Smith-Schuster.
And they just added Juju for a year. I honestly believe, as of right now, I mean, it's the Chiefs, right? They're still you can still have to consider them the best team in the AFC.
I don't know, man. Right now the road goes through Cincinnati.
Look, man, I know you like to toot on that train and toot that horn a lot, man, but I think the Bengals will probably never have that Super Bowl run again.
I can't say that, bro.
Look,
I can't say that.
Look,
They're only going to get better.
Josh Allen is still there. I mean, now you got Russ, you have Jamar. I mean, I get that. You have the running back, wide receiver, and quarterback thing, right? But that offensive line, they need to beef it up. They need to get better at that. If just for them to have a chance, because that defense in the AFC, whether if you're the AFC West and even in their own division, where you have TJ Watt with the Steelers, and then you have Myles Garrett with the Cleveland Browns, and the defensive and the Ravens defense, no matter if they don't have a star player or not, it's still a defense right there, regardless of the fact you play those guys 2 times a year and whatever you have in the AFC, dude. Like, there's no guarantee that he's gonna be back in the Super Bowl if with that offensive line being sketchy.
It's not. It's no longer a guarantee because of how stacked the AFC is
for
now.
sure. I'll still give the upper hand to the Ravens. I'll still give the upper hand. I can't know. Well, just to the Ravens in their own division. I still got to see what Cleveland has to do. But the Bills are still give an upper hand. Honestly, you might think I'm crazy, but I'll still give the Patriots an upper hand over the Cincinnati and anybody from the AFC West, including the Raiders.
I'm telling you, man, the West is crazy right now. We're not even talking about the Chargers. Look, offensively, the Chargers can contend with anybody.
And they got Mac. By the way, T.Y. Hill is just a free agent. He still hasn't signed with anybody else. I mean, at least what I'm seeing right now on my phone.
If you're Indianapolis, why not? You just got Matt Ryan. You need some wide receivers. Either bring in Julio Jones or bring back T.Y. Hilton. Or who were we just talking about? The Cleveland Browns. Why not? Deshaun Watson needs somebody to throw to.
Yeah, as Gregory says, Buffalo and the Raiders are his sleeper team for the AFC. Hey, you know what? That's sneaky good too. I mean, look, you could take your pick. You could pick any team, and honestly, in the AFC, you probably won't be even wrong.
If you're wide receivers, why would you want to stay in the NFC right now? Any wide receiver, Julio Jones. No wonder why Allen Robinson went over there. You know what I mean? Oh, he went to Rams. He went to the Rams. Holy crap, that's right. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's still a team in the.
My head is scrambled, guys. This NFL is crazy right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
Allen Robinson went to the Rams. How do you feel about that?
I mean, hey, look, he has a better quarterback, has a better team, he could probably shine there. He doesn't have to. He's really in his spot because he's not going to be the number 1 wide receiver.
No,
because
he doesn't have to be.
He doesn't have to be there. That's why Cooper Kupp is there.
Right.
It makes Robert Woods, who tore his ACL, expendable.
Well, he's gone already.
Right. There you go. It made him expendable. Maybe they might bring back OBJ. Who knows? They have Higbee, their tight end.
Yeah, Higbee.
So like he went to a situation where he fits his role. With the Bears, he was a number 1. Everywhere in the NFL like that, he's a number 2 and a great number 2 at that.
Yes.
So he went to a right fit, and he's gonna be in the playoffs, especially in the NFC West. That literally it just got weaker, and it's just probably just them because you don't know what you're gonna get from the Cardinals, and you don't know where you're gonna get from the 49ers if they get the right quarterback.
Yeah, you listen to the Jca Sports Podcast, guys. Make sure to follow us on YouTube at Jca Sports, on Twitter at Sports JCA, and on Twitch at Jca Sports. That's where we're broadcasting live from, and of course on Facebook Live.
Of course, obviously.
Brought to you by Anchor. Thank you, Anchor, for sponsoring us. If you want to create your own podcast, Anchor is the easiest way to create and record your podcast. So use Anchor, guys. That's what we use. We love Anchor.
Yeah, for sure. And also on the chat, Greg says that the Los Angeles Rams are the rich that keep getting richer.
I don't know, man. Something I just don't see them going back.
No, I don't think so either.
Kind of like how you view the Bengals. I don't see the Rams going back.
They'll be back sooner than the Bengals. I can tell you that much. 4-year
Well,
contract for Matthew Stafford.
in the NFC, of course.
In the NFC for sure. You know, that's a sign of possibility. You know, he's going to compete with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is his only competition, and whatever you get from Tom Brady for 1 year, maybe 2. He has 2 years. He has 2 years of where he could fight just Aaron Rodgers back to back, unless the Bears have something to do about it.
The Bears aren't going
I have faith in the
The
Bears,
Bears
bro.
will not be relevant for
I
another 5
have
years, Eric.
faith in the Bears that they'll probably do good this year.
Look, I love the Bears. It's my team. I have a Bears hat on right now, but they are not going to be relevant for the next 4 or 5 years.
Relevant 4 or 5 years? You're crazy because it's the NFL. You could be relevant within a year.
You can. I'll give you that. But like, come on, the way it's looking now, they have nobody. Ryan Poles really has to have a draft this year and next year to at least be somewhat relevant.
The Bears are gonna make some noise this year,
and Justin Fields really needs to show out
because the Bears are gonna be in the wild card chase, bro. I'm calling it right now.
Look,
facts. Bears are gonna be in the wild card.
Allen Robinson left the Chicago Bears, went to the Los Angeles Rams. I agree with you. I think that's a great move for him. Cooper Kupp's not going to be the MVP that we saw last year. You can't replicate a season like that.
All right, for sure.
You don't need him to.
You might. Hey, you might.
You might, but you don't need him to. You really don't need him to. Him and Allen Robinson is a scary duo. He can replace what OBJ, has done there. But there's another wide receiver that made headlines last week. Devontae Adams being traded to the Las Vegas Raiders
and got paid.
Was crazy.
And got paid. He got paid as the number 1 wide receiver, and deservedly so. Look, Aaron Rodgers knew that signing this contract, he may or may not have Devontae Adams. They gave him the tag simply because they could afford him in the tag, right? But now that Devontae Adams saw the writing on the wall, he literally said to himself, "All right, man, I'm out. Deuces.
Right.
Peace." But you know what's the funny part? He's still going to run away with the NFC North. He's still going to run away with it. And look, he had premium picks. They have 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks this year in a draft where the wide receivers are deep. I'm talking about you get number one wide receivers if you're in the back end of this draft. They're definitely going to be in the top 20. They're going to have 2 first-round picks in the 20s and then 2 second-round picks in the middle of the rounds.
That has more to say about the NFC North than it does Aaron Rodgers, though. Aaron Rodgers is literally one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I truly believe that. But the NFC North is a shell of itself.
No, for sure.
A shell of itself. It's a cakewalk for him. He's going to make the playoffs, but that was never his issue. Getting to the playoffs was never his issue. Winning the NFC North was never his issue. His issue was one thing and one thing only: winning a Super Bowl. He's only done
winning
it once.
Another Super Bowl.
Another one. He's only done it once.
Another one.
But the 49ers seems to be his kryptonite year in, year out. And now you have Tom Brady back in the division. Can he beat him, especially with the team he has around him now?
Yeah, everybody came back. Everybody saw that Tom Brady was coming back, and
Right.
they're like, "All right, well, I'm resigning." Okay, cool, I'm coming back.
Exactly. So like, you see the team that Tom Brady's walking around with, then you see the one that Aaron Rodgers have. You lost your best playmaker.
No, yeah,
Like that was his number 1 guy.
it was his number 1 guy. But the one thing that I will give the Green Bay Packers credit, even though they gave Aaron Rodgers or the city of Green Bay, because the city of Green Bay is the owner of the Packers. But regardless of the fact, the one thing that I do give him credit for, or at least with the Devontae Adams trade, is they got premium picks for this year. So again, I kind of see where they go. One, their first pick is a top wide receiver. The second one is probably like another offensive lineman. Their first pick in the second round is another wide receiver. And then probably even their 4th pick in the second round will probably be another wide receiver or a tight end, because didn't what's his name, Tunyon, get hurt or something? Yeah. Or they'll probably get a highly touted defensive lineman and make that defense and more stout up front. Like the road that the Packers could do, giving Aaron Rodgers this contract and getting those premium picks for and tagging Devontae Adams and getting premium picks for him, is the fact that you could get number 1 or 4 potential starters in your first 2 rounds, and everything else is just depth.
Yeah, everything around is, you're right. It's just that, but at the same time, I get what you're saying. He's one of those quarterbacks that can make players.
Right.
Can make guys like how Tom Brady was in New England. I get it. But you're still asking him to do something
He's done it.
It's just not to the level like Devontae Adams.
No. I mean, look, Devontae Adams wasn't a first round pick. You guys remember that. They got him, I think, in the second or the third round.
I get that, but you just can't replicate that kind of talent.
No, but I mean, the talent will be there. There is
that talent.
I mean, hey, if you can make a 3rd round pick in Devontae Adams a number 1 wide receiver, and not only the number 1 wide receiver, but the highest paid number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, but that has a lot to do with Devontae Adams himself.
And
though.
but Aaron Rodgers has to give him the ball to do that, though.
Right, I get it. You're one of the greatest quarterbacks to do it. I get it. I get that. So I'm not saying that he can't make the wide receivers that are coming to him better. I'm just saying like that kind of talent gone hurts the team. You had someone like him in your team, in your offense.
Understandable.
And you couldn't win a championship, and now you think they can do it without or with lesser talent.
I think it's not lesser talent. I think you could just build this team more accordingly to Aaron, to where you could probably beef up that offensive line that could that might need a little help. Easier said than done. I understand that, but you get top potential talent. I get it. You're gambling on 2 rookies for a Pro Bowl wide receiver, and not only that, the top wide receiver in the game, and you traded that away for 2 potential rookies that may or may not work. And that's the risk,
rookies,
right? I mean, they are going to draft rookies.
They better.
I mean, no, they definitely are, because they got 2 picks this year in the 1st and 2nd round of this year's draft. So those are 2 potential picks that the Packers gave up for Devontae Adams for this year that may or may not work out. But at the end of the day, it's the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
For some odd reason, everything that they do is right. Whether if it's drafting Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, the list goes on and on and on and on. These draft picks that they get, they find a way to strike gold, and they work straight year in and year out. It's something that they do. As much as I hate to admit it, but that's something that they do. And I hate about the Packers, but the Packers are in good hands for right now, knowing that they have Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, and they have potential talent and potential putting wide receivers or players in Pro Bowl positions with this team.
Yeah, Gregory Newsom in the comments says Green Bay have gotten weaker, so the door isn't completely closed in the NFC North. He says, I don't know if Rodgers will win another Super Bowl or anyone in the NFC for the next couple of years, because the AFC is so stacked.
That is true, but I think in the NFL, in a 1-game given league and stuff like that, even in the playoffs, I think it's just where do you it's who do you have there? Obviously you can have Brady and the Bucks with Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. You're going to give your edge to the Bucks, right?
Right.
Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, that's more of a toss-up. I think anybody outside of Tom Brady, like, it's more of a toss-up than anything. And maybe even now with why am I saying St. Louis? With the Los Angeles Rams, with Matthew Stafford, that's already been there and done that, you might kind of lean towards them a little bit more than the teams in the AFC if it's not Kansas City. Right. I think Kansas City have kind of gave themselves that platform of, all right, if we're in the Super Bowl, it's a toss-up. But if it's like the Bengals of last year, if it's the Chargers, if it's the Ravens, if it's the Browns, if it's the Raiders, if it's the
list goes on and on.
The list goes on and on and on, right? But the Broncos, the Patriots, I mean, even with Bill Belichick, let's be honest.
Mac Jones was a stud last year.
Exactly. So it's like as stacked as the AFC is, you'll kind of lean a little bit more to the anybody that comes out of the NFC, especially if it's one of those 3 teams between the Bucks, Packers, and Rams.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We haven't even got to I'm blanking, bro. There's a lot going on.
Oh, dude, I mean, the NFL.
We haven't even got to Baker Mayfield yet. Who, by the way, is still with the Browns. Where is he gonna go?
I can't say that. I won't say that there isn't any room for him, right? But if he really wants to make some type of noise and have a hard reset and have some type of competition and making some noise, I think the NFC is the way to go. Whether if it's him down in Atlanta, or I think Atlanta made moves with a quarterback today too, if I'm not mistaken. But whether if it's down in Atlanta, whether if it's in the NFC East, Carolina's in the South. With the Carolina Panthers, maybe go out west with Seattle. Seattle still needing a quarterback. There's many possible ways to go. There's no room in the NFC North, but if you try to stay in the AFC, where in the AFC do you have room? The Texans?
I was gonna say if you're Baker Mayfield, why even stay in the AFC? Go to the NFC. The Falcons need a quarterback,
right?
You know what I mean? And who else needs a quarterback? A lot of teams. The Panthers need a quarterback.
Right.
The Giants need a quarterback.
Well, I think they're gonna give one more shot to Mac Jones. I mean, not Mac Jones. Daniel Jones. Whatever.
But if Baker Mayfield's available, why not? Look, let's think about it. Baker Mayfield wasn't really that bad of a quarterback. Maybe last year he was pretty bad.
But he was banged up.
But he had and he had a good year the year prior.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He could probably give you something. I think so.
I mean, he could. I
Cleveland
think
gave up on him.
no, absolutely. But I think what Cleveland and what the NFL has probably seen is that the best of Baker Mayfield is already behind us. I think Baker Mayfield kind of like blossomed a little too early, to where now where the expectations are so high, I don't know if he could perform in that level again.
I think he could. You put the right pieces around him, give him the coach staff that actually believes in him. Why not? I don't see why he couldn't.
Well, I think the fact of the matter is I think it's just the persona himself. I mean, look, he had a team. We mentioned earlier with the Cleveland Browns who he had: Jarvis Landry, OBJ, Hooper, and a decent running game with Chubbs and Hunt, and he couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't. They traded away OBJ to the Rams, and guess what? OBJ was a productive player with the Rams. Now, whether you could say, well, that's the system, that's this, that's that. Now you're just making the valid reason on why Baker Mayfield wasn't successful. It wasn't because they gave up on him. It's just that Baker Mayfield couldn't do it.
Right.
And I think that's the main reason why. You have Jarvis Landry. Well, guess what? You lost him in free agency. You gave up Austin Hooper, who was balling when he was with Atlanta. He was the number one tight end there with Matt Ryan. You still have your running game okay. You still have Chubbs and you still have Kareem Hunt and an okay offensive line. But what else? Like the weapons that we gave you to throw the ball, we gave it to you and you couldn't do anything with it. And now that and then I think
he said it himself. He was banged up. Right?
He was banged up, but even then, even before the injury, because he got injured kind of late in the season, he still couldn't do anything about it. Like the Bears, the game against the Bears, like the defense just ran over poor Justin Fields, and that was it. Everything else was just a cakewalk for him. Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. Like OBJ winning the Super Bowl hurt Baker Mayfield.
Absolutely.
That's all it was.
Absolutely. That was his dad was the one who put out that video, that 12-minute long video of all the times OBJ was open and Baker Mayfield couldn't find him at all.
Right.
And then you see him go to Los Angeles and him scoring touchdowns left and right.
No, for sure.
First touchdown in the Super Bowl was OBJ.
Yeah, for real. You're right. Yeah. He did score the first Super Bowl. A touchdown in the Super Bowl, dude. Like it. Look, man, it could go on and on and on, right? But again, I think the best of Baker Mayfield is behind us. I think he's just going to be that complimentary quarterback.
I don't think so.
How
old is this guy, man?
25.
I'll find out.
26.
I'll tell you right now. There's no way this guy. You can't say the best of Baker Mayfield is behind. He's 26 years old.
26, yeah.
Come on, man. He's not even in his prime years yet.
I mean, even then, so whether if he's in his prime years or not, bro, I honestly do believe like he just blossomed too early and he just can't do it anymore. Dude, he had a team around him.
I get it. He had a team around him. I get it, right? But like, look, he could come back and have a good year. He had a good year the year before. He could do it. He could do it. I think he could have at least another 2 or 3 good years in him, man. There's no way the best years are behind Baker Mayfield.
I think it depends on what system he goes to. Honestly, I think he just needs to have that right system with him. I think to me the best fit for
right now, the best team out there that for a quarterback that needs a quarterback is the Falcons.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
You have a stud in Kyle Pitts out there. You have someone like Cordell Patterson who was just killing it last season. I mean, you don't want to go to what do you want to go to the Giants for?
Right.
That's a debacle. That's a mess.
The one team
the Panthers only have a running game. They don't have no offensive identity at all.
Yeah, didn't they lose Christian McCaffrey? Didn't he get traded?
No, did he? No, he didn't. That was false. That was fake.
That was fake?
That was fake news.
Fake news?
That was fake news.
Was it?
Yeah.
Could have sworn I saw that.
That was definitely
probably
fake. That was fake.
Anywho,
I seen that too. That was fake.
Was it to the Chiefs too? Wasn't that that trade that we all saw?
No, there's no way.
Josh says Miguel said, you guys aren't 6 feet apart. Man, we don't need one case. No, let's not lose our fans, right?
Wait, what?
Deontay Jones, my boy Deontay say Baker has to get himself healthy. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think he does need to get himself healthy, but also put him in a situation to where that he could kind of revive his career. I think right now him being that bridge quarterback, I honestly believe where he could revive and be that bridge quarterback. To me, the best fit for him is Seattle. I think Seattle's a good fit for him.
Who?
They got DK Metcalf. They got a decent running game in Carson's if he's healthy. Offensive line is not all that.
I didn't think about Seattle.
You know,
Right.
offensive line. You could work on the offensive line a little bit, but you have a stud wide receiver. You have a decent running game with it. Just beef up your offensive line and get you another weapon. And if he doesn't succeed there, then it's all Baker Mayfield and what I just said. You know?
The Seattle Seahawks is definitely grateful. We have Carlitos, my boy Carlitos, in the Twitch comments. Said, "Do you think the Chiefs did a good choice on Juju Smith-Schuster?"
Look, he's that option to where he could fit. You know where I see his role?
He's the OBJ
Thank you.
to Cooper Kupp.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
He's that fit because you got Tyreek Hill there. You have Travis Kelce. The only thing is that OBJ was kind of like the second option. He in Kansas City, he's going to be the third.
No. Well,
Kelsey and Hill.
Kelsey, yeah, you're right.
And maybe even the fourth option because they like to do a lot of dink and dunks. And Edwards-Helaire kind of exceeded on that too as well.
That's probably a good thing for him.
It is a good thing for him.
Look, last year was kind of an anomaly for someone like Juju Smith-Schuster. He came off an injury.
Yeah, for sure.
A serious injury at that.
No, definitely serious injury. But to put it into perspective though, like if he wants to go revive his career, has some okay numbers, but know that he could produce, I think the Chiefs is a good fit for him. And it's a 1-year deal, so they win-win. He could produce next year. He's a free agent, get big money where he could become a number one pick or the number one wide receiver in free agency.
Paulina Martinez says, "What about the rumors that he needs to grow up?"
Look, that's his problem, right? A lot of people for Baker thought that he was just very immature and he wasn't ready for the NFL level, right? You've seen him in college. In college, he was that one guy. He was that one guy that kind of started everything, to riled up, to fired up, but he was always successful on that part. But it's college. You know, the safety is an accountant. You know, the linebacker can maybe be a lawyer. You know, some swell ass lawyer. You know, something like that. You know, they're not prime NFL players. Now that he's in the NFL, I feel like he hasn't changed. So yes, the plenty of times that the run-ins that he had in Cleveland with the team that he had around him, they didn't think of him that he was a very mature player.
I mean, look, put him on a team. I think you said it perfectly. The Seattle Seahawks, could probably revive his career.
Definitely,
I truly believe that.
But I honestly, like I said, as much as I'm making reason for Baker Mayfield to revive his career and to be that quarterback, that bridge quarterback, like I still think that his time is behind him, bro.
Speaking of bridge quarterbacks, Jonathan Velasquez on the comments.
What up, John?
Thoughts on Mariota to the Falcons? That's a bridge quarterback.
Real quick. I am happy that all the Vasquez brothers are on this, watching the show. What's up? These guys have been my homies since, I was not even in diapers, but we were in elementary school. So shout out to them real quick. Mariota to the Falcons, I think it's a safe pick for them. Again, like you just said, it's a bridge quarterback. And it's a quarterback that has starting quarterback potential, whatever. You know what I'm looking for. He has experience as a starting quarterback.
Yeah,
there you go.
does, yeah.
Given their situation losing Calvin Ridley, given that like you said, Cordell Patterson is the running game, Kyle Pitts is an emerging tight end in the NFL with the okay offensive line. It's just that he is that bridge quarterback because this year the quarterback class is not all that great.
Not at all.
And even then, so like you give him an opportunity to see what else he has left in the tank. Because if we get the Marcus Mariota that took the Tennessee Titans to 2 playoff appearances, I think he even won 1. I think you get great value for a quarterback that still has some in the tank, and probably again same thing like Baker could revive his career. He may be already flirting with 30s, but in the NFL, a 30-year quarterback could still means you have another quarterback for the next 4, 5, 6 years.
Like Mitchell Trubisky, Mariota was the 2nd overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, he did help the Titans get to the playoffs. He didn't take them. I don't think Mariota was ever that guy.
No, he was never that guy.
But being in Atlanta, as you said, it's a prove it deal. Let's see what he can do. Obviously, he's a bridge quarterback. Joshua Vasquez in the comments. When can you guys have a special guest to join?
Now. We'll put the link on the chat, bro. Put the link on the stream.
Put the link on the chat. While I do that, you could comment on Miss Paulina Martinez here. Trubisky got a contract for being nice and smiling. Shit, sign me up
for real. I mean, look. I know you and John have a love for Mitchell Trubisky for some odd forsaken reason. Dude has a beautiful wife.
You got strong hands.
And I get that you guys have love for him and you think he has potential, but I honestly see a Mitchell Trubisky that cannot and will not succeed in the NFL whatsoever. And He just can't play the quarterback position. He really can't. I honestly believe this guy cannot have. Look, he lost, and this is why I knew that he couldn't be a starting NFL quarterback. He lost his position in North Carolina the year before he actually became a starter to an accountant.
Hey man, and maybe the analytics help the accountant now. He knows the crunching numbers, getting shit done.
He's not even in the NFL, bro.
I don't care. Look, Trubisky Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches of all time. We said it last week.
We said it last week. I understand that.
That organization is a winning organization. Since Tomlin has taken over, they've never had a losing season. They wouldn't just bring in any scrub. Okay, Mitchell Trubisky showed them something. Look, he was here in Chicago. Obviously, Matt Nagy wasn't doing it for him. He went to Buffalo. Maybe he learned a thing or two behind Allen, and let's see what he can do. One more year. Look, if he doesn't work out here in the Steelers, it doesn't work out. Period. The world's smallest violin.
Exactly, bro. Look, I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it, simply because like you could say Mike Tomlin this, Mike Tomlin that, and this and that, but can you play the quarterback position? No. Mitchell is a great athlete. He's a good athlete. He's an athlete, bro. But that's all he is. Not a lot of athletes that play the quarterback position have success in the NFL. And if you can't throw 4 yards sideways or even forward, are you really a good quarterback? If you can't throw left, are you really a good quarterback? Are you really a good quarterback? Look, in the comment section, I got Miguel. He said that Mariota had a decent run even as a backup in Las Vegas, and which is true. He said he also goes on saying he never liked Mitch as an early pick. He easily could have been a Brady pick, second to last, and he would still be there. Even with Nagy, he was cheeks. Deontay says Tomlin was able to be solid with Mason Rudolph. Mitch will be fine. Mitch is like Foles, a very decent backup. Miguel says that, and Josh goes, when can somebody pick up my boy Kaepernick? He has a lot of talent.
Bro, facts.
I would have gone Kaepernick before I would have gone Mitch, to be honest with you. Look, I get it. The one thing about Mason Rudolph, though, to go back on Deontay, was the fact that Mason Rudolph kind of was cheeks at the end of his run when he was a starting quarterback. Like I felt like he just didn't have it for him. Like he just didn't look right. And then obviously with the kerfuffle that he had with Myles Garrett, that got Myles Garrett suspended, whether it was a locker room brawl or not, however it was, I think that kind of was like his tipping point of like, all right, this guy really doesn't have it in him mentally to play quarterback in the NFL. Miguel says, I love the censorship. Mitch was and definitely is cheeks. It's facts, man. And I know John's not here to defend his boyfriend, but in all honesty though, like
don't do my boy John like that, man.
It's true. Mason Rudolph just doesn't have the qualities, and I honestly do believe, and look guys, laugh at me, say whatever you say about me, but if the Steelers draft a quarterback and the quarterback outbeats all three of them, Haskins, Rudolph, and Mitchell Trubisky, it says more about them that I'm right than him not being a quarterback than him being a starter at all.
All right, guys, look right there on the screen. I just put the link. If you guys want to join, copy it, paste it. You could go on your phone. You can go on your laptop, whatever device you have.
Laptop, if you want to be on video where you get good quality.
Or phone too.
We could just listen to you guys here too.
No, you could do it on your phone video wise.
Can you really?
Hell yeah, bro. Especially with the iPhones. Come on, man. Even if you're an Android guy, you could do it.
True, for real.
Get on there. We'll talk. We could definitely talk any topic you have, NFL related, NBA, whatever you guys want.
We will go over for you guys. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
Deontay say he was terrible, but they were able to win. Yeah, but look at the team they had. Didn't they still? I mean, they had a decent team around him anyways, right? They still had Juju as a starter. For the life of me, I can't really remember the whole entire squad. I know they didn't have Najee, but they had a decent running game behind them when Mason Rudolph was with the Steelers.
Oh yeah,
I mean, but that says
Killer Bees.
Yeah, no, that's way before. That was way after.
Man, I don't know.
That was way after. Again, see, that's how bad it was. As terrible he was, you couldn't even remember the name of the players that were around him. again, credit to Mike Tomlin for putting them in that position. I think that's the only credit that you give him for.
But that's the thing. That credit to Mike Tomlin. He's the one who brought in Mitchell Trubisky.
But I think the matter of the fact is that to me, I think the Steelers got it wrong by getting Mitchell Trubisky as their quarterback.
Jonathan Vasquez says, "Is Jimmy G in San Francisco, or where should he go? Where should he go? Where is he? Where should he go, Eric? I say stay in San Francisco. Why not?
I think they want to do the landing spot for Jimmy G was perfect for Indianapolis, right? I think that would have been a perfect fit for him. Even Indianapolis,
they got a better quarterback though.
They do got a better quarterback. St. Louis. Why am I saying St. Louis? New Orleans is also up there too as well, but they got Jameis, right? I think you do Jimmy G a disservice if you go anywhere. If you go anywhere else, because I really do think that they feel like Trey Lance is their guy. But to be honest with you, I think Jimmy G gives them put him in a better position to win or to compete in the NFC West than Trey Lance. We saw Trey Lance for a game or two with San Francisco. He looked like cheeks. Jimmy G at least got him two playoff wins. Got that win in Green Bay, and then ended up losing in the championship game against the Rams. I believe he should stay. I think he has the potential of being successful in San Francisco than anywhere else, because right now in the NFC, where would you put him or where would you trade him? And the AFC, what team is available?
If you're the San Francisco 49ers right now, and if you're Jimmy G right now, you're looking at each other, we're probably the best fit for each other this year.
Exactly.
Because where else, if you're Jimmy G, where else would you want to go? The 49ers is the best. If you want to win, that's the team right there. And if you're the 49ers, you're looking around, look at all these quarterbacks. The NFC is up for the taking right now.
Sure.
So it's like, why try it with Trey Lance? You don't know what you have there yet. You know what you have in Jimmy Garoppolo. Try it one more time. Who knows? You got all the way to the NFC Championship.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
No, definitely. In the chat, Miguel keeps saying, between the three clowns fighting for the starting job in Pittsburgh, Rudolph actually should be the one with more to lose.
It's Trubisky. Trubisky was a number 2 overall pick. He
that's cute.
This is why I say he has more to lose. He was a number 2 overall pick. He had a starting job in Chicago, in which he lost. Everybody blamed him, right? He goes a year away, learn in the Buffalo system. Now you're given another second chance. You have more to lose, because if you don't win here in Pittsburgh with a team like the Steelers, that's it. You're not going to start for another team unless the quarterback who's ahead of you is injured ever again. You're not going to get this again.
The only thing Mitchell Trubisky learned in Buffalo was the PSI on the football and how to keep inflated, bro. Not deflated, inflated.
Look. All I'm saying is that this is literally his last chance to be a starting quarterback. That's it. You know what I mean? He also goes and says, as long as Harris is healthy and the defense holds, that's the only thing keeping Pittsburgh in a wild card spot.
And I think that's even a stretch. That's a strong stretch. Because I honestly, you want to know what I think? I think every team in the AFC West will be in the playoffs next year.
Bro, they're going to have to add. That's going to be crazy, bro. Like, the wild cards are going to be wild. Literally. Bears should have Giants signed Jimmy G. No. We're in a rebuild, guys. We have a quarterback in the future in Justin Fields. We need to see what the hell we got on this guy. We invested how much in him?
A lot. Miguel goes Garoppolo. I think that's how you spell it. He should have gone to Denver. Any teams like Denver, Indianapolis, what other team is looking for a quarterback? Atlanta. What other teams I feel like I can't even think.
You hit it on the head. Garoppolo to the Colts made more sense. But if you had to choose between him and Matt Ryan,
I'll go Jimmy G.
Matty Ice.
I go Jimmy G.
Matty Ice, Eric.
I honestly believe Matty Ice has already lost his touch, man. Like, you kind of seen it throughout the years in Atlanta after the Super Bowl. Slowly but surely, Matt Ryan started to lose what made him great.
They're both game managers now at this stage of his career. Before Matt Ryan, he had an arm. He was able to.
Before he had an arm, right now he's starting to have that noodle.
Yes, I agree. Like, he's in the tail end of his career, but he has the experience at least to manage a game, and he's been there, done that. He's been a MVP, NFL MVP. Before.
He has.
So, you know what I mean? You gotta give him that experience.
Yeah, he says that Trey Lance is the new face of San Francisco. I do believe so too. I feel Like Jimmy G just gave him the best chance to win this year, and it was proven so.
Right. He says Rudolph knows the offense in the locker room. If he blows this, then it's all the time. Yes,
that's agreed.
He knows he knows the locker room, but does he clean up the locker room? He doesn't. Let me tell you right now, Mitchell Trubisky does. He cleans that locker room up. No. He did it in Chicago.
No. Yeah, you're right. Miguel said he wanted to take over Pelayo's spot for today. We greatly appreciate it, Miguel. Miguel.
Oh, okay.
That's what Josh said. Miguel took over John's spot for today.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Miguel. I appreciate you. It would have been easier if we would have saw your beautiful, gorgeous face on StreamYard, homie.
Right, the link's on the bio, man.
Yeah, for sure. He said, yeah, because he stinks.
What?
He said, yeah, because John stinks.
Oh, we love John. John's awesome. John, I know I'm late to the show, and I'm sorry if you guys talked about it already, but with the signing of Matt Ryan, do you think Indy has a shot of winning the division over the Titans? Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Over the Titans?
Over the Titans.
Over the Titans.
Over the Titans.
No.
I honestly do believe the Titans still have a hold in that division.
No. And they absolutely have 100% shot of winning that division.
I don't think so.
Who else?
Not
100%. Jacksonville's not winning that division.
I think Jacksonville could probably be that sneaky team this year to actually give teams a lot.
Houston's not winning that division.
Houston's in that division?
Yes.
I don't think. Okay, cool. I thought we don't talk about Houston.
We're not anymore. They're gone.
We don't.
Houston's literally probably the worst team in the AFC. No, the Jets are still there. Never mind. But in that division, no, they're the team in that division. And yes, 100%. Matt Ryan going to the Colts. I'll be like, no doubt, Eric. 100% makes him the better team in that division.
I don't think so, man.
You have the better running game between the two. Oh
no, you got King Henry, homie. And then you still got AJ Brown and when healthy.
You know, I stopped myself.
I know you did. I am trying to convince you over here and trying to tell you that they still have Brown, AJ Brown. They still have
how Brown was.
King Henry. I mean, I had him in the fantasy league too, and he was hurt. But keep him healthy. And I think Titans for now, homie. They'll give him a good run. They'll give him a good run. But again, the same thing like the Indianapolis Colts.
Sandwich bet, Colts win the division.
Sandwich bet?
Sandwich
bet. Titans. What kind of handshake is that, man? Be a man.
I'm sorry.
Be a man.
It's COVID, you know.
Julio Jones to the Colts. I mean, hey, look, that will probably give them the upper hand too as well. You know, but how are you gonna ignore the fact that someone say they love you? I know. I'm about to read it, but the first thing that popped up was Julio Jones right here. Julio Jones to the Colts.
He said Mitch stinks, not John.
Oh, same thing. Tomato.
See, that's that BS.
Tomato. They both.
John both that's my homie. That's right. Johnny P in the place to be.
Jacksonville needs a better defense to be considered a contender. True, John. You're right. But I honestly do also believe that the new cleanup of Jacksonville, and I think Jacksonville finally will be serious enough to be contenders this year. Not contenders. I don't want to say contenders. I think contenders is probably like a year too early, but Jacksonville will be that one nick in everybody's schedule where like, damn, they're gonna play them tough. They're gonna play them hard and they have Trevor Lawrence, who I still believe will be successful with the Jacksonville Jaguars and take that team to the next level within the next year or two. I honestly do believe you. And Miguel, I do love you too. Nothing but love here. Love you, homie. Love you. Jca Sports Podcast here on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We'd like to thank everybody that's joining us on the comments too. Make sure you guys can also join us on the stream too, as well as we have the link up on here too, as well. As we're going live on Facebook too, as well here at Illinois Media School.
Yes. right before we end the show, I have another topic I wanted to bring up. I think we could do it for sure.
Let's do it.
Okay. As we all know, LeBron James, guys.
He said he's hiding his comments aren't valid. Man.
Hey, look, it's 2022, right, bro.
Hey, it's 2022.
All right, look. LeBron James, as we all know, made it. He's now number 2 overall in the all-time NBA scoring list, right behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he's on the verge of doing something the greatest of all time Michael Jordan couldn't do.
Now he already passed him up years ago,
right? Or Kobe Bryant, right? I think you, I, and John, we all are in agreement that Michael Jordan is the greatest all time, number 1, hands down in the NBA, right?
We all have our reasons.
We all have our reasons, but he's number 1.
For
Jordan's
sure.
number 1. But it's number 2 where we have debates. Okay. John puts Kobe number 2 all time. Who do you put number 2?
Steph Curry. I think his career. Look, I'm going to put him prematurely at number 2.
Okay.
Premature. And the only reason why I say prematurely is obviously because he still have years way to go in the NBA. But let's be honest. The only reason why I put Jordan number 1, obviously outside of him playing in Chicago, winning 6 championships, so on and so forth, yada 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 yada, is that he changed the game globally for the NBA.
Right.
That's the only reason why
I mean,
accolade.
I get you though.
The accolades, I'm putting that aside right now, right?
Okay.
But he has done more for the NBA than LeBron ever will and ever do. Now, look, LeBron's a great Samaritan. He builds a high school for the less fortunate. I know that he's great at basketball too. I know that. I'm just saying I'm putting accolades aside.
Okay.
Right. But with Steph Curry, accolades aside, he changed the NBA from mid-range to inside to going outside, knowing that everybody's like, hey guys, a 3 is more worth than a 2. And now everybody in every position, from the point guard to the centers, are now shooting 3s. And everybody's looking for that right now. Again, okay. I'm saying prematurely. Okay. I'm putting
LeBron changed the game himself. Maybe not in the way that you and I wanted to, but he's the one who brought super teams into the NBA.
Yeah, but
and now you're starting to see it all over, right? You're starting to see it all over now. It sucks. I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is. The only reason why I bring this up is because I'm starting to become a believer that LeBron James is the second greatest of all time.
You have a Cleveland jersey anyways of LeBron James, bro.
No, I do not. Don't listen to him.
Stop,
do not own anything LeBron James, period.
Miami Heat,
nothing LeBron James has ever been touched. Well, maybe I owned a pair of shoes like way back when, but it's shoes. It was dope ass shoes. Come on, it's shoes. It's shoes, damn it.
Coming from the guy who's a Cubs fan that has a Sox hoodie.
No, don't listen to him. Anyways. Okay.
Don't listen. I have somebody that could back me up right now.
Look, man.
Pull up the receipts.
Look. So again, I'm starting to sway in the way that LeBron is number 2.
Right.
Right. Because again, like, look, you guys, we can hate on LeBron all we want, and for good reason, right? I wasn't a fan of him going to Miami, especially when he was in Miami, because of the Derrick Rose era. We couldn't get past LeBron when he was in Miami. We couldn't get past LeBron when he was in Cleveland. He won a championship. Was it 2 years ago with the Lakers? So I get it, right? I get it. I get why there's hate on LeBron. Because a lot of people compare him to Jordan, and there's no comparison, right? But we established that already.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking second greatest of all time. He's doing something no one's ever done, bro. Like no one has passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar since he set that record.
Right.
This is all-time scoring in the NBA.
Right.
This is a big deal.
I mean, look. The guy's been playing in the NBA since he was 18.
So is Kobe Bryant.
I get that. But the one thing that slowed Kobe down was the fact that he blew his Achilles and then was never the same after that. And the years are short. And look, I get that Kobe did everything. 5 championships, did all that, MVPs, had all that going for him too as well, right? And even though his last years where the Lakers were kind of crappy years and stuff like that, given that injury, that serious injury that LeBron James never really had, changed the way that Kobe could have probably handled the number 2 spot. But some people put him number 2 simply because we grew up with Kobe Bryant, because he was our Michael Jordan of our generation.
I get it, but I get how injuries. I get how injuries deter players from being great. Right?
Yeah,
I get it, but we can't always use that as a crutch. All right.
It's the best crutch to have.
No, but I get it. But if LeBron never got injured, is that LeBron's fault? No,
but I think LeBron's longevity already in the NBA now kind of will help him. Wouldn't even matter anymore because he stayed healthy.
But that alludes to his greatness, is how he stays healthy.
Not really, honestly, because LeBron James has already established himself in the NBA of where people view him, where he wants to be viewed at. Like, people are already putting him ahead of Michael Jordan now, and he still hasn't finished playing.
Right, that's what I don't agree with.
Right,
one bit.
All I'm saying is that the fact that LeBron, people were already putting that right now. But again, Kobe, what hurt him was the fact that he got hurt. LeBron James, up until last year, has finally had an injury that sat him out for majority of the season, and it's kind of been like that for the last year and a half too as well. LeBron James has been lucky that he's been healthy throughout this whole entire time. The amount of minutes he's put on that body, basketball-wise, regular season and playoffs, the amount, and even add the Olympics to that too as well.
Which is why I say he's the greatest.
I get that.
You're just alluding to it.
And I understand that, and I hear you with that, right? But I think a lot of people, which is kind of like the dumb. If you want to put crutch, if you really want to use the word crutch, the crutch of him being 3-6 in the finals is that crutch for him. But
Kobe had that injury win though, Eric. It was late in his career.
late in his career,
Even then, he wasn't going to pass all these guys up in scoring.
I mean, he would probably been higher than he would probably been higher on the list than he is at today.
But he wouldn't have been number one. I think we could agree.
Number one NBA overall, like greatest of all time. No,
I'm talking about in scoring.
In scoring,
like,
at least he should have been.
He wouldn't have passed Kareem.
He would have been at least. I think LeBron would have probably passed Kobe, probably number 3.
LeBron is still putting up monster numbers.
Yeah, I know he's still playing on.
He's on a team that sucks. So right now he's flying under the radar, but you cannot give.
But dude,
forget who this guy is.
Who's gonna stop a guy who's 6'9", 240,
again, you can't blame him for that.
No,
he's he's a great ass player. Jonathan Vasquez says Kobe's definitely number 2. #Mamba. Dante Jones for LeBron has been lucky to never have a major injury. Right. Be able to play in that at that high level as long as he has is amazing.
And just because
it's true.
And just because of that, that's why he solidified himself in this conversation of him being the great, or some people putting him as the greatest of all time, because he's done it for a long, long time. Remember, the 90s and now were completely different thing. Jordan would had a beer right after or during halftime, smoke a cigar at halftime, smoking at halftime, bro. Like it's changed. The game has changed, and it's changed a lot.
Right.
And we give Michael Jordan, I mean, we give LeBron James that praise because he's done it, and he's done it at a high level for so many years. And now the fact of the matter is, like, now that the injuries are starting to creep up on him, granted, they're not serious injuries, but we're starting to see LeBron James getting hurt more often than not.
Uh-huh.
And again, like, I don't care what people think. I think LeBron James could never be in another NBA Finals, and people will still put him ahead of Michael Jordan.
Kobe Bryant's 4th on the list. He's 3,300 away from Karl Malone.
I honestly believe the Kobe would have been the second all-time greatest scorer.
Okay, but LeBron would have passed him.
I think the number would have been higher than the numbers that he showed right now.
How much higher? Because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 38,000.
And how much is Kobe?
Kobe's 33.
33. And how much does LeBron has?
Right now he has 36. About to be 37.
And Kareem had again 38?
38,000.
Kobe would have had 37,000.
Okay, so he would have been number 2.
Number 2.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but then he would have fell to number 3 because LeBron would have passed him already.
That's exactly.
We're about to,
yeah. That's it. Yeah.
So my offer still stands. LeBron has to be the second greatest of all time.
Look, I mean, right now probably.
Dante Jones says Jerry West. He's literally the NBA logo. The logo is based off Jerry West. Lost 9 times in the finals.
It should be Jordan,
but that doesn't dilute how great of a player he is. Same for LeBron. I get it. He's not Jordan. Jordan undefeated in the finals. That's one of the reasons why we deem him number 1, right? But you can't, like, guys, get your bias out of it. We hate LeBron. As Chicago fans, we hate LeBron. I know. I feel it. I was there with you. But you can't dilute the fact that this man is amazing. He is great. He's great.
It's in the comments. Here's Josh said, Miguel says, send the link again. I'm like, it's in the comments.
Let me look for it.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. I know this is bad.
No, that's fine. Look, Miguel Vasquez says you're right. LeBron is one knee sprain away from actually considering. No, he's not.
No,
he's not. He's not one sprain. Come on, guys. Kobe would have had 40,000.
Really? I don't think he would have had 40,000. Because even before the injuries, you could kind of seen that Kobe was kind of on the decline too as well. Like, he'll still put up his numbers. He'll still do this. He'll still do that. But I think Kobe would have probably flirted with 38,000. I think the highest I'll get him was just below Kareem by like 100. I mean, you know what? No, because if that's Kobe Bryant, if he was a couple 100 points away from the scoring title, I think he probably still would have done it. But barring injury, man, the injury kind of killed Kobe becoming the scoring leader, because I think Kobe had a shot to do it. Yeah. If there was somebody to defeat or to surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring title first, would have been Kobe before LeBron. He said, I'm way too far now.
No, I got you.
He's about to put it up right now. DeAndre says, anyone that puts LeBron ahead of Jordan needs to look up 19.
All right, here we go.
80.
Here we go.
8.
There's the link, buddy. There's the link.
YouTube's a hell of a tool to have to look up 1998. Whether if you want to put stats or something.
88 or 98?
88.
No, again, I don't think anybody's putting LeBron over Jordan. I'm not. I'm certainly not. I'm saying he's over Kobe.
And I'm the guy that says I'm prematurely putting Steph as number 2. Prematurely. I said prematurely.
If Steph Curry gets number 1, and I think he could, I think if there's anybody that could pass LeBron in scoring, it'll be Steph Curry.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think so. And when that happens, yes. But guys, we're sleeping on this feat right here. Like the fact that this is literally all-time scoring in the NBA. I get it. LeBron came straight out of high school, but so did Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah, and again, the one thing that hurt Kobe Bryant's chances was his injuries.
Right.
That the Achilles injury is that.
And I'm not look. We can argue championships all day.
I think that's the stupidest conversation.
Bron has 4, right? Bron has 4. Kobe has 5.
Hey, look who's on. Put him on the stream.
Add him
to the stream. Add him to the stream.
What's up, y'all?
What
Long
up?
time listener, first time on the show.
I love it. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. So, look, I get how LeBron is like number 2 in scoring. I mean, granted, he's made it this far after like, I want to say milking all of his injuries. Now, I wouldn't so far as praise him as number 2 just because of stats wise, because statistically, yeah, okay, he might have numbers, but as far as like efficiencies, because that's another statistic line to look at. Statistically, he's not all that great in the playoffs if he doesn't have supporting cast. I mean, granted, back in the day, Jordan had Pippen, had Rodman, had Kukoc. I mean, that was a good run. That was a good little extent backup. But then again, look at everybody else out in the East. How you had the Celtics, Larry Bird and Jerry West, just 2 guys out here fucking wreaking havoc. Magic Johnson and Kareem just wreaking havoc, just 2 guys.
Larry Bird had a team on him though. He had a team around him.
And then don't forget the early 90s too. Jordan did also had what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? He still had Pippen still, but what was it? Why am I blanking on his
Rodman?
name? No, not Rodman. He had the one that left to Orlando. Oh my God, the center.
I would not Roy Williams. It's some Williams. No,
not Cartwright.
Not Cartwright. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. He had goggles.
Goggles.
Why is the name? Oh, Jesus. But yeah, no, I mean, we understand that, Miguel. But at the same time, it's like how are we viewing this?
If you're gonna view it, look, I would view it as obviously everyone's gonna put Michael up first because Michael had better defense. I mean, he wasn't like all-time defensive player of the year, consecutive. But if you look at the lines, LeBron wasn't all that great defensively. Yeah, he put up good offensive numbers.
Horace Grant. Thank you, Deontay. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Google.
You're gonna get a good grade from me this upcoming block. I promise.
But yeah, no, defensively, LeBron wasn't even all that. Like he only showed up at like the finals, and that's like in like 2 games. Other than that, he relied on everybody else to do everything. When he was with Miami, Chris Bosh did damn near everything for him defensively.
Oh, when he was in Miami and even in Cleveland, he was literally in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year.
I think he was.
He was definitely was. Look, I get what you're saying. Look, I get what you're saying. But he's not clutch, and then I think that's what everybody put it. He's not clutch. I get it, but guys. He carried that Cleveland team. Yes, he had surrounding pieces. He had Kyrie in Cleveland. He had everybody in Miami. Los Angeles, he needed Anthony Davis. Got it. But name an NBA player who did it himself. You know what I mean?
Chauncey Billups.
Maybe Giannis. Maybe Giannis is the only one you could do.
Derrick Rose.
He had Middleton.
I'm about to win a championship.
He had Middleton.
If his knees held up, he could have won a championship.
No.
Yes.
I honestly do not believe that. Not at all.
I agree 100%.
Really? If Derrick Rose was healthy, you didn't think he would win the Chicago championship?
I agree with you.
I honestly do not believe that Derrick Rose. I don't think the Bulls with the Miami Heat at that time.
I want whatever you're smoking, Eric.
I don't smoke. But I honestly believe like the team that was constructed. Look, we all say Derrick Rose was that guy, but the team around him wasn't that great to compete with everybody else with Miami. Just Miami. We don't care about everybody. In the East, they'll take everybody over. But
so Kirk Heinrich wasn't good. Don't get me wrong, Eric Gordon or Ben Gordon. Ben Gordon wasn't all that great, but he was a clutch shooter when we needed him to shoot.
Because look, not even that. Think about Joakim Noah when he was.
Of course, Joakim was true, and Luol Deng.
And Jimmy. And don't forget, we drafted.
And we had Jimmy Butler, like a young Jimmy Butler.
No, man. No. I get what you guys are saying, but I don't think that team had enough to beat the Miami.
But what happens? What happens when you have a great player on a great team?
You have a shot.
You start to attract players. If Rose were never to get injured, Noah got better, Butler got better, and then you would have brought in a star.
But that was
play with Derrick Rose.
But that was never Derrick Rose's MO to bring people in, and I don't think that
it doesn't have to be his MO. That's management's management's MO to bring them in. Derrick Rose is just playing Derrick Rose basketball. When he went to the All-Star game, and you see how all of those other players are like turning up, and you see that one video with him just standing there all chill.
Right.
You know what I mean? He wasn't out there to try to recruit people. That man was out there just balling. I mean, if front management wants to bring in that extra backup, that extra like star player, that caliber player, that's on them. I mean, Derrick Rose just wanted a ball, and that's what he did.
I understand that. I know that he wanted a ball, and that was good. He just ball out, and I get that 100%. But at the same time, though, the team around him wasn't good enough to compete with that Miami Heat team. And even then, so let's just say if they do get past Miami Heat, I don't think even beating the Spurs is a thing. Maybe even the Mavericks. I don't care what year you want to pick.
We probably would have struggled against the Mavericks. I'll give you that. If we would have got to the finals with the Mavericks at that year, we probably would have struggled. We probably would have lost in 6 or 7 games.
And I still think that you will still have to go over the San Antonio Spurs and Greg Popovich in that team too as well. So I honestly believe like if we got past the Miami Heat, I still don't think it will beat the teams that were in the competition
we're forgetting the Oklahoma City Thunder, which had James Harden, Russell Westbrook.
But they choked in the playoffs. They
made it to the finals. That was the Miami Heat's first championship.
I still believe that
would have been Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, but I don't think that would be the Bulls. I think
because we had that young Russell Westbrook, he would have been blowing past us. Derrick Rose would have had a hard time keeping up with him, and vice versa. Russell Westbrook would have had a hard time keeping up with Derrick Rose.
No, I still think that the Bulls and the Oklahoma City Thunder will never face each other in the playoffs or in the finals. I honestly think it would have just been San Antonio. I think the year that the Miami Heat kind of fell off at the very end where they couldn't win that NBA title. Who was that? Was that San Antonio or was that
they won 2?
They won 2. They won 4.
They won 1 in against Oklahoma City, the first championship.
They won against San Antonio,
and they won in San Antonio,
and then they lost to San Antonio, right?
Yep.
I think that year that they won the final, that they lost to San Antonio, would have been the years that the Bulls, if a good constructed team, and Derrick Rose didn't get hurt, I think that the Bulls, that would have been their only opportunity. But to go up against Tim Duncan, Manu, Tony Parker, and Greg Popovich and company, I don't think that the Bulls had a chance to win the championship. No,
the only person we had to worry about on that team was Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. Manu Ginobili was already like towards the end stages, and his shot was very, very sporadic at that.
But it was still a good team around anyway, and they had Kawhi Leonard, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So, I mean, it just the clamps were already there. I wholeheartedly agree. Maybe there were opportunity for the Bulls to be in the NBA Finals there, but to win it, I don't think so. And you guys can't convince me otherwise.
Nah, they would have. I agree with you, Miguel. They would have attracted a big time free agent to come play.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially at the high cap. We were playing a good, very, very good basketball at those peak years. I mean, if you go back to that regular season when we played Miami a good 2-3 times, out of those 2-3 times, out of the 3 times, we probably won 2 of them. You know what I mean? So like, okay, if we were to take it to a 7-game series, what's to say we can't win 4?
I don't know what the hell you guys are smoking, but I do not agree. No,
I agree 100%.
You guys are.
Hey, you're a sports guy. You're a statistics man. Go back, look at the research. It's there. We've beaten them 2-3 times throughout the year.
Would have never got injured, bro. He basically would have been what John Moran is.
Oh yeah, he's exactly that, and you see that in John Moran. You see that in his game.
Yeah.
Hey, tell your brother Josh not to put you out on blast on the.
Oh, I know.
We have.
I know. I can't defend myself because I'm live here.
Hey man, thank you for jumping on, Miguel, bro. I love you, man. I miss you.
No, miss you too, Eric.
When are we going out to eat?
Shit, what you doing tomorrow, homie?
I work.
Never mind. I mean, let me know when you're free, bro. You text me.
Love you. Miss you.
Love you more.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Miguel. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that was my boy Miguel Vasquez. We grew up in the East Side, man. Go quick shout out, talk about a little bit of sports with us here, guys. You can always join us on every show too as well, not only here on Jca Sports Podcast, but also the EAFP Podcast and also Sports Strip Live with my man Jose and his brother too. The link will always be on the comment section. If you guys want to join us, talk about sports. It really doesn't matter. We even go wrestling. Hell, we even go cricket for all we care. Yeah, tennis for all we care. Guys, the link will always there. Yeah, man, good show. Wow, we an hour and 20 minutes, nothing but sports talk. I love it.
I love it. It was a good show.
It was a great show. We like to thank everybody on the comments. Oh, wait, first of all, let's go on the comments. Comadre said, give Miguel a punch card 5 times on the show, free perps.
Ooh, free perps. I'm down. Mango fingers, boy. Let's go.
For sure. And then Deonze helped us out with Horace Grant with the goggles. He said no Google. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Google helped him out.
Yeah, Google helped him out. I'll give you that. I think Google did help him out real quick.
Yeah, but he was smart enough to go, you know?
True. Absolutely true. So everybody on the comments, Deontay, Miguel, Josh, John, Comadre, who else mentioned? Who else was on here? Carlitos on here too as well. Hey, the Bulls finally won. They beat the Toronto Raptors 113-99. They held the team under. We'll talk about the Bulls on Wednesday.
They were dropping like flies. They needed this win, man.
Yeah. The Vasquez brothers did show up and with heavy artillery too today. So I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for listening. Make sure you catch this show on Spotify and Anchor. Guys, real quick, we're also going to put the special announcement. Be on the lookout for me and Jose, as we're not going to be live, but we're also going to put out a podcast on our Anchor and Spotify app, as we have the privilege, me and this guy, to interview Mark Jean Greco on Wednesday here at this very same spot at the Illinois Media School. We'll be here live and ready. Be on the lookout for the podcast.
Mark Jean Greco, 27-year broadcaster for ABC 7, big sports guy.
Yep.
Legend in this industry, and we have the privilege to have a conversation with him.
For sure. So be on the lookout for that podcast. We'll try to put it on our Facebook Live JCA Sports Podcast for you guys to see it, but we don't know. I'm trying to get on the works for that too as well. So be on the lookout for that podcast. Be on the lookout for the EAFP podcast on Wednesday, as we talk about World Cup qualifying and the games over the weekend. Sports Strip Live will be on Wednesday too as well.
Wednesday, we talk UFC, we talk WWE, AEW, MMA, boxing, you name it. My brother and I will be on there. If you guys want to hop on, we debate, man.
Yeah, for sure. And then Wednesday, we're going to talk about how the Bulls are overrated this year. For everybody on the comments, John, Josh, Miguel, Deontay, Comadre, and Carlitos, everybody else. We'd like to
thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching, listening. This was a great show. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rocking. Can you have special guests for that one? No, unfortunately, we cannot.
For Mark Jean Greco,
no, we cannot. No, so just be on the lookout for the podcast. We'll post it up on our page too as well. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Hopefully, John will join us. I know he had a wonderful family trip. That's why he couldn't be with us today. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for joining us. And don't forget to play the outro.
I have it right here.
All right, cool. As for me, this is Jose, guys. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Right,
thank
guys.
you.
What a finish!
Wow, that is unfreaking believable. What a way for a ball game to end.
Oh, that's what happened. Oh, that's terrible. My God. The humanity.
They may be the drunkest couple in the history of sporting events.
I loved his face.
I would suspect that fan is done for the night. Here's the thing. When you steal something, don't wear it.